This first song I'm gonna play is called Phantoms. An awkward smile. Now everyone reveals.
What's going on, everybody? This is Colton coming to you with the Chalkboard. I got my cousin TJ here. We're going to be doing a podcast together, talking about his upcoming event and the music he's been working on, and just bullshitting about little things here and there. The man brought a beatbox, so he came to, fuck shit up, basically. So how you been, TJ? What's been going on?
Been really good. Besides working all the time, we've got a new show coming up, and I'm really excited about it because it's the first time we've done a show in probably a few years. We've played together and rehearsed and everything, but to actually be on a stage in front of people again, it was before COVID and everything, so we had planned on doing some stuff, but ever since that happened, it just delayed. Plus, people started having families and moving places, so now we're finally back in it, and we just rehearsed a couple days ago, and my voice is kind of shot from it, but that's only because I was having, a lot of fun, because it was really, it sounded great. We were really into it, and to just kind of dust everything off after all that time, and you dive in, and maybe there's a kink here or there that you work out, but to just pick up where you left off, it's so rewarding to know that we're gonna do a really good show, and I'm really excited for it. So
Yeah, I'm super pumped for the show too. I'm actually going to film it. We're going to do a little thing together of a little concert footage style.
Yeah.
So you guys will see that in the future because it'll probably be on my channel as well.
yeah, and that's another thing too, is that not only is it a show, but it's going to be filmed, and we're going to have the soundboard audio, so it's going to be like a little concert movie basically. And we've done a couple of those, and I like them. They're good. They're available to watch too on YouTube, but just because of where everything's at now and how we sound in the show, because we're doing 45 minutes, so this is nearly an hour show, so we got a good chunk of songs we're playing here, and we've crafted the show in a way where it has almost, I don't want to give away too much, but it's almost like a movie. It's it's a beginning and a middle and an end kind of, and it's really cool. So we're having it filmed like it's a concert movie, and that is also exciting and nerve-wracking, but the fact that we're going to be able to have something to witness, and we're going to be able to look at it ourselves and then put it out to everyone who wants to see it, who didn't get to come or whatever. It's all exciting. I'm really glad to be able to do this again.
Yeah, no, it's going to be my first real actual concert video. I've done two stage things, and one was for a guy speaking, and the other one was for a whole that talent show that they did. It was all singing, and it was actually at Blue Shots in Portage, Indiana, or Big Shots or
Big
whatever.
Shots.
Yeah, Big Shot.
Yeah, is that the one you showed me?
Yeah. The
That was at Big Shot. So how long ago was that? A couple of years, because Big Shot's not been open in a while. We played Big Shots a lot. In fact, we could have almost been you saw us there. Yes, you did. We could have almost been like a house band at Big Shots because we played there so much. But that's because that's really, before the Art Theater, one of the big places that got any sort of big names that come around this part of town. We're not too far out from Chicago, and we used to have the Star Plaza Theater, so you would get somewhat decent names coming around here, and you got to go to Chicago for all the concerts. But that place, you were getting Puddle of Mud, Scott Stapp from Creed, and that's just to name a few. There were many almost novelty type acts that you really don't see anywhere else. And we got the opportunity to open for them. And speaking of novelty acts, that's what this show is basically, is that Corey Feldman is the guy we're opening for, who everyone knows Corey Feldman from The Lost Boys and Stand By Me and all those 80s movies. Well, he has a band, and they're really, really interesting, and so they're going to be performing at the Art Theater. They are very interesting.
They're very interesting.
I watched him perform a few times on YouTube, and I can say that I definitely can tell he loves what he does, and that's really cool, you know. So
hey, at least he's loving it, but man,
yeah, I mean he's putting on a show, and you know he's gonna draw people out to their, you know, we're gonna get people to come in and see the show, but. You know, when are you going to see Corey Feldman? You know, it's
that's
like
exactly.
Any person who grew up in the 80s or like me watching 80s movies or you,
when I was a kid,
know.
dude. The Stand By Me was huge for me.
Exactly.
These
are movies we grew up with. He's kind of like just one of those people who's always been someone I've thought of in movies, you know. He's going to be right there, and we're going to open for him. So that's cool. He's definitely an act to see, but we're an act to see too. So
yeah, I'm excited to see go see TJ and his band because they actually are really good. The TJ's new music I actually like better than what he was working on a little bit before.
Yeah, so, I always keep it, you know, a little different from the last.
Yeah.
I always like to kind of. There are some of like the meat and potatoes versions of our songs where it's like the classic stuff we do, but we have a little bit of time to perform a set, so we've thrown some of the more dynamic deep cuts in, if you will, and that's what makes me so excited because there were shows we would do all the time where there would be lots of people booked to one gig and you really only got like 20 minutes or something, which I don't know how it is everywhere else, but like maybe we were lucky to get 20 minutes. Maybe some bands only get 10 minutes. But that allowed us to do maybe like a 6-song set or something like that where depending on the show, like the last one we did before this one, when we opened for another novelty act, Jake the Snake, the wrestler from, I think, the 80s or the 90s. I don't know much about him, but
I haven't even heard about this before, I feel like.
Yeah, Jake the Snake. That's the last show we did when we played the Art Theater, which, you know, it's cool to, like, that's where we left it off, and that's where we're starting again. But, yeah, we did that show with Jake the Snake, and, I mean, it was crazy.
What kind of music did he play?
He didn't. He spoke. Which is, a lot of people ask me, what's Corey Feldman doing? Like, you know, like, why is he... Oh, they say first, oh, that's cool. What does he do? And I was like, well, you can YouTube it, or you can just come experience it and see. Like, we'll put on a good show, and you'll be all ready, and then he'll come out and just really blow your mind.
Yeah, you know? Oh, man. Yeah, he's going to be a real interesting...
Yeah, I'm excited to see it
How
myself.
many people you think are actual straight-up Corey Feldman, like... Gonna be
the people that are going to come out to that show.
They like him for his band, or they like him for who he is?
That's interesting because there are definitely going to be people that come out to see us and then the other band that's also opening. But for sure, there are going to be people that came just to see Corey Feldman, whether they know what he does and they want to witness that in person, or whether they're just like, hey, you know, I know that guy. Like, it'd be cool to be in the same room as him at our local theater here, which. For Hobart, where the show's happening at the Hobart Art Theater, you know, that's like probably a 300-seat venue. I don't know. They extended the stage, so I don't know how many seats it is now. But, you know, you got...
They got a big standing area now, too.
Yeah, you got, like, decent entertainment coming through there now, and people like to go out and have a good time, especially in a small city like that, you know. They like to go out and see a show, and there's... Obviously, there's like a bar attached to it and stuff, so there's all sorts of things. And it is an all-ages show, by the way. You can drink, but like it is an all-ages show. So
yeah, no, kids are allowed there.
21.
They still have the original. What I like is they still have the original candy and like popcorn area.
Oh yeah,
for
sure.
For like
they
the
have all the
concessions.
concessions.
It used to be a movie theater.
But what's
for a long
cool,
time.
to my understanding, still it was like this. Because they renovated it, and for people who do know what the Art Theater is and have been there for a while, I don't know if you know this, but back in maybe like 2017 or something, they renovated it, and even more so in the few years after that to accommodate concerts better, because they were starting to like build momentum on that. Before, that theater was kind of, it was known for like just going out on a weeknight and seeing a movie there for cheap or whatever, and then it became kind of like on the Rocky Horror circuit. Like, Rocky Horror was there, and I did Rocky Horror for a long time too, so yep. I'm very familiar with the Art Theater. But that, after, you know, it kind of ran its course at that place, and then that happened kind of in the perfect amount of time between Big Shot's closing and the promoter, Ed Roseberry, looking for another venue to start doing that kind of show at. So Ed, to talk about the promoter for a little bit, he's kind of always been able to pull very interesting acts into the Northwest Indiana area, and he's gotten us a few really good gigs at a few different places, but mostly it would be Camelot, which was an old bowling alley where they would do shows, and they were like hardcore shows, like you're in a hot bowling alley with like dead air and stuff, but those were some really good shows. And then he got Big Shots, and that place was like this really nice concert venue for this area.
Inside, it was a lot nicer than it looked on the outside.
And it had a pro stage with the lights and the works. It was really cool, and even visually, like, it was a really cool place to perform. And so now he does the art theater, and, at first, maybe it wasn't as good as it is now in terms of, like, getting the momentum of the shows. Like, there's shows there all the time, and all different varieties.
Every week there's a show there now.
Yeah, comedy shows, tribute shows. I mean, you got the original acts like us, you got names like Corey Feldman. You've got like Buck Cherry came there, Hinder came there, and other bands. Like I could go through the list.
A lot of cover bands from like even the Chicago area have came down to play here. So
yeah, so I mean it's a good time, and they've made that place really accommodating for concerts because before it didn't have that big of a stage. It was more like a theater. But they took out the first few rows of seats. They made the stage bigger. They took down like the theater screen. Yep. They made the whole place look really good, like a good concert venue. They added like a bar area. They even changed the inside from like red to blue. And
they covered up those more.
No, they're still there and they look really good.
Are the paintings still there?
The murals, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're still there. That's actually one of the coolest parts about the art. There's like these very dreamy murals on. So if you're looking at the stage, like the sides of each end of the stage, there's like these giant dreamy murals that are like these deep blues and like starry scenes and stuff. You'd have to really go see it. It looks great.
It's a lot of paint. It's a lot of more on both sides.
They would be crazy to get rid of that because you remember how the back of the art theater used to have that giant mural on it where it was like, I mean, that was one of my favorite parts about pulling into Hobart as a kid. I would see that because you would go over that bridge right into downtown Hobart, and right there was the back of the art theater where it had that giant painting of everything, and they painted over it.
I know.
Like, I don't know why. They made the city like very, and not to say it doesn't look nice, but they made the city very like uniform looking. Like it's like, why? That was special. That was cool. Why would you touch something like that? I see the other things.
They did another
that to
one.
Dairy Queen too. They did it to the murals on Dairy Queen.
I know. That pissed a lot of people off actually.
Yeah. For the art theater, it made me mad too because I was like, I'm sure so much time and effort went into that, and it was cool to look at, and it made the place special. But anyway, they still have the murals in there, and anyway, it's like blue, and there's like lights on the floor kind of lining around the seats, and it just looks like a concert venue in there now. And you can order from the restaurant, I believe. They have servers coming in and like asking you if you want anything. You can have general admission tickets where you just sit in the theater seats, or you can do like the VIP areas, the bar area. So I mean, you got options. It's a cool place to see a show.
It's going to be a good show. I'm super excited for it. What's the date for it?
It's Saturday, August 27th. So it starts at 6 p.m. They are still kind of like keeping the start times of the bands vague-ish, but I would imagine not long after 6, you'd want to be in there having a good time because somebody's going to take that stage right after and they're going to put on a good show and you're just going to be drawn in. Whether that's us or the other band that starts it, it's going to be a good time, and then you're going to be ready for Corey Feldman, who's just going to like make your night incredibly special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'm excited to see it. I'm not gonna say anything bad about his music. It's not my vibe.
That's the thing about music, though, is like it's so subjective. Somebody may not like what he does, but other people may love it.
He likes doing it, so.
I mean, people are entertained by it no matter what. That's what's important. It's like, no matter how you feel about that music, I guarantee you, if you stay and genuinely watch the performance, you will be entertained.
Oh, yeah.
You will be entertained.
Yeah, because I did the same thing as you. I looked at some of his videos of him performing live, and it's going to be a good show.
The dude
He really likes what he does. He's
Yeah.
passionate up there, I can tell you that.
The dude was in movies. He was an actor. He's got presence. Like,
I'm
he
just
can
going to be
definitely
watching him
capture
just
your
because it's
attention.
fucking Corey Feldman. I'm just going to be sitting there like, bro.
Yeah, be like, I just watched Lost Boys the other day just to kind of like get myself prepared. I'm like, man, this is the dude, huh? I'm gonna be opening for Corey Feldman, you know. And whether I'm opening for him or anybody else, what I really care about is just being up on that stage and doing what I love. And with all the guys, we all get together and we make a really good song or we make a good album, and it's just. There's really nothing like it, so to be able to perform live again, I can't even tell you how thankful I am, because it's been so long. I never thought I'd do it. And I perform, in theater and everything, too. I haven't done a play in a long time, and I've been wanting to get back into that, because at first COVID was the thing, and then with working, it never aligned, because rehearsals are in the evening, typically. You would rehearse every weeknight in the evening, and it just did not line up with my schedule. And I got offered 2 different shows over the last few years, and I couldn't do them. And now I really want to do, like, maybe I have to ease back into it, but I want to do, like, a really character-driven piece where I can just focus on the craft of, like, having a character developed where I'm not me at all. Like, and I never am when I do a character, but it's something you work at and you get better as a craft. In each play, you find the character more, and I really want to do something where I can just really sink my teeth in, because the art of, like, getting lost in a character and doing a show, that's even for me in the performance aspect on stage with the band. I'm not just singing up there, like doing a little singing show. I'm like sweating. I'm all over the place. I'm just 100% into everything I'm doing, and it's like almost athletic in a way, because I'm like exerting every bit of energy I have. I have, from the deepest parts of my back and my chest and the back of my head and the top of my skull, out my eyes. It's all just 100% every second I'm on the stage. And when you're done, you're like almost, it's like you hit a brick wall. You're just like in this elevated sense of being on there, and you really can't describe it. And it allows you to almost be like superhuman when you lock into it and you channel it, and you don't have that hardly any other time in life except for when you are in that moment. And that's what you chase. You keep wanting that. And that's what makes it so good of a show, I think, is that, like, I'm giving you everything I got, and I'm really not just doing it to put on a show. Like, I'm doing it as, like, it's an exorcism, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the most crazy thing I can do, and I'm doing it in front of you, and it's cool that you witness it, but it's really, for me and everything, and I'm glad that if you like it, that's cool. But, like, I love doing the show, but I love crafting the show too. Yeah. On top of all that, I give myself structure. Like, I know what songs are going to be where. I know kind of how the flow of the show is going to be, but
you guys kind of line the songs up in a way.
Yeah, and I can get, just once I know that structure's there and we've rehearsed and we're good to go for the show, I can just lose myself. And that's where practice and rehearsal comes in. You do it a few times and you, like, kind of lock in the things that you wanted to fix or whatever. But, like, once you're in there and you got it down and you just go, I mean, you can just totally lose yourself, and almost everything that comes out is just great because you're pulling it from the place that's, like, so pure and genuine, and you don't have that honesty any other time in life. I feel like you can't hide how into it emotionally you are, and there's times I've like cried, just not cried, but like tears like in my face, and you still are like trying to sing through it and everything. It's all very real when I'm doing it in person, and recording or anything like that. So basically, I want you to come see me do the show because it's gonna be crazy to look at. So
yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a great time. Make sure you guys go. You can go online, I think.
Yeah,
TJ will
let me pull up the link, because I always told people you can buy tickets from us right now up until like the day of the show. Anybody can contact us on our Facebook page, Steel City Hearts, on Facebook, and you can message us. You can message us individually if you know our names, or if you have us on any social media. We can get you those tickets, or you can reach out here even, and we can get that arranged somehow, some way. You can buy tickets at the door on the day of the show. I do think the price goes up in that case. So there are different versions of tickets. There's like the general admission, which is what the bands have, but right now it's at a discounted price. Or you can get like VIP, or you can get like a sitting area by the bar. But the website you go on is www.brickartlive, all one word.com. That's www.brickartlive.com. Again, and the dogs want to join us. Again, the show. Hello. The show is Saturday, August 27th at the Hobart Art Theater in Hobart, Indiana.
I don't think we're picking up on the mics anymore.
Okay.
We might be a little bit, but it's very
That's
faint.
all right.
My dog's barking probably because
I'm so used to it because I have 2 German Shepherds, but I mean, I know that when you're doing the recording thing and you got the mic, it's like, is the dog interfering or whatever? So I don't want to like get on a roll and have you stop me or whatever.
Well, actually, let's go ahead. We're going to take a pause real quick, and while we do that, I'm going to go ahead and reset them things up. TJ, do you want to tell them the name of this song? Your TJ's going to play 2 songs tonight.
Sure. So
this is the first one that he's going to play.
I'll play a couple of acoustic songs for you. This first song I'm going to play is called Phantoms.
Smile. Now everyone reveal their cards. We've taken communion. Now everyone must play their part. A broken mantle. Some hollow words we've buried deep. And I can't sleep while these thoughts are haunting me. Chance reunion, a bond of hope we plan to keep, and I can't sleep while these ghosts invade my dreams. This could be my ego, but if it's my heart you want to keep, just keep watch while I'm asleep. This could be my anthem, a beacon for all those lost to see. Just be that someone watching me. Be that someone watching. Just be that someone watching. A tragic accident. Another heart will whine no more. I sit here while these ghosts claw at the door. I feel the parents. The words are crows that pierce my skin. They feed on me while my thoughts begin to thin. This could be my ego, but if it's my heart you want to keep, just keep watch while I'm asleep. This could be my anthem, a beacon for all those lost to see. Just be that someone watching me. It's broken down before. Let's build it up again. else it's not a trip to find the strength in you. Dig deep inside of yourself. If you don't find what you want, we'll work with what is left. This could be my ego, but if it's my heart